Smells. When I walked into the cafe carrying the morning papers, I only met the boss, drowned by his sorrows, drinking beer like he was putting out a fire. I stuck with coffee, a rarely heard order here. He disapprovingly got for me in the kitchen. When he opened the door marked private, a pleasant smell was added to the moldy stench of yesterday's boozer. A small grey-haired man walked in and took a good whiff. "Pancakes?" he asked when the boss returned with my coffee. "Yes, my wife is baking them. My grandson comes today," he said. "What can I get you?" "Coffee," the man replied. When the kitchen door opened again, the smell got stronger. "Do you know I once cried over a pancake?" the man said to me. "As a child," I assumed. "No, as a grown man." This was back in 1943. My wife and I were, with 4 other Jews, in hiding at a very religious couple. Baptists they were, fanatical. The man once said to me, "Do you know I can move this tree in front of the house by force of my prayer?" I said, "Don't bother. It just looks fine where it is." Odd people, those two. We were there, the 6 of us, for a year and a half, and ate sugar beet porridge every day, till the sight of it made you gag. When he had all our ration books we got from the resistance in his possession. Right. One night a visitor came, a friend. All of us were in the sitting room. The wife got up, went to the kitchen and started baking pancakes. That smell, sir, that lovely smell. I almost got intoxicated. When they were done, the man who could move a tree with his belief said, "All those in hiding, up to bed." We didn't get a pancake, and we went, meekly. That's when I cried in bed, not over the pancake, but from anger, being so horribly powerless. The boss put down the coffee in front of the man and drew himself another big glass of beer. "They say you have to forget about all that," the man continued. "But how can you forget? When I smell pancakes, I think about that night when I cried from anger in bed." He pointed at the glass from which the boss took another giant pull. "Beer," he said. "I don't like beer, but yet I've once shouted, 'God bless beer.' Do you know why?" He gave a wry smile. "That was in 1942. My wife and I were in hiding someplace else, in an attic room filled with junk. One night we heard a car stop at the house. Grüne Polizei. We heard them entering the house. We heard them shouting. My wife and I thought, this is the end. We stood next to the door in that room, pressed against the wall. The door only opened a bit. There was some heavy furniture pushed against it. When we stood there, holding our breath, we heard policemen's footsteps slowly coming up the stairs to our attic room. The door handle moved and the door opened, as far as possible. Any normal man would have entered, but the policeman was, I think, a Bavarian. He had a gigantic beer belly. 2-3 times he tried to squeeze that belly inside, but he couldn't manage. Then he shut the door without having seen us. "God bless beer," I whispered to my wife. He looked at me. "Forget?" he questioned. "If I smell or see beer, I think back to that moment, and it will remain so." And to the boss, "Come, have another beer on me. It saved our lives."